Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a tutorial for you guys on this look that I am wearing today. Wanted to do a little bit more color for you, and especially because I just filmed another ColourPop Give It To Me Straight palette tutorial, and guess what? I totally accidentally deleted the whole eye tutorial part on my SD card. I was like, great. It's like, well, let's do another colorful look for you guys, and especially because two things. I wanted to pick up the new Makeup Revolution, a collaboration that they did with another beauty influencer. So I wanted to pick up the Soph X palette that Makeup Revolution collaborated, and especially because these are so colorful. So I definitely wanted a palette with a little bit more color, but also I don't always wear color, so I wanted something affordable. So I picked this up at Ulta, and I love Makeup Revolution. I've done a couple tutorials with their palettes, and I really wanted to pick up this one because I wanted to play with more color, but also because I was seeing on their Instagram like some of the looks people were doing, they looked really nice. I was like, I want to do a look with this palette too. Like, I want to see the quality of this. And first of all, the packaging is definitely like sturdier than like their other palettes, and then in general I feel like whenever, you know, makeup brands collaborate with other influencers, I feel like the quality is definitely going to be a step up from their usual, you know, product, their usual like eyeshadows and stuff, which definitely I feel like the quality is actually, for the price that you're paying, the quality is really nice with these. So if you want to play with color, I would definitely say pick up this palette. It's pretty nice. I was pretty impressed with the pigmentation and the blendability of this palette. For $15, and really get to play and experiment with some pops of color, some different looks, whether they're a little bit more artsy, if you still want to kind of make them wearable, you can definitely do it with this palette. So if you guys have been interested, I would definitely say pick it up. I'm glad that I did, so hopefully we can do, you know, some more colorful looks for you guys. So if you guys want to see how I did this look, then just keep on watching. Hey guys, so the first shade I'm going to use in the Makeup Revolution Soph X palette is the shade Cup of Tea, and this is like a camel shade. There's a couple different transition shades in here that are really nice that you can use. I definitely wanted to use this one, like depending I guess what kind of look you're going for, you can really mix it up. I know it's between Cup of Tea and Peaches to use as my transition, but I went in with Cup of Tea today. And I did already prime my eyes using the soft ochre paint pot. I always do this with every eyeshadow, and this just really helps those colors stand out. And as you see, I've already done one eye, so we're just focusing on this left eye for right now. Then I'm going in with the shade Strawberry Sweets. I wanted to do something a little bit different, really go for that like pop of pink and mix it in there and see how it would kind of go with the rest of the shades. I don't know why, I just really wanted to use this like really bright pink shade, and I feel like you can definitely use it in like different ways. So today I kind of want to use it as like my second like base transitional shade, and here I'm using my Morphe M433 brush. And we're just kind of concentrating this around the crease area, bringing it a little bit higher because we're going to put another shade directly into the crease and build off of this color. Then I'm just going back in with the first brush that I used, no additional product. This is my blending brush, and we're really just going and further blending out that shade Strawberry Sweets, just so that, you know, we don't have any harsh lines. Then I'm going into the shade Danger, which is a really nice like mulberry color. Like, I love these type of shades. I feel like sometimes I just love using, you know, a couple basics in this just to really bring out the crease shade. So for today, really, this I am definitely concentrating right into the crease area just to add a little bit of extra definition. There's a couple of different colors I can kind of, you know, go in and do that with, but I just kind of want to build off of this pink and go in right into the crease. For the brush that I'm using, this is the Sigma E25, one of my favorite. I think it's very comparable to the Morphe M433 or this one. Then, just to clean out the lid in, you know, preparation for my lid shades to help them stand out even more, I'm just going in with concealer, and this is my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer, whatever I'm kind of wearing on my eyes. I'm just cleaning out the lid, and you can even go in if you want with either like a white base, a white creamy base, or even a black creamy base whenever you kind of do these, depending what color you're adding, you know, to the lid, and it'll really help those colors stand out even more. I thought about it after, I was like, damn, I should have used a white, but still works. So I'm going in with the shade Mixed Berries. This is a purple, like a royally purple shade. There's so many color combos you can do with this, but I was like, you know what, let's do a little bit of purple. And we're going to use this. I'm using the brushes that come in the Anastasia palettes. These are honestly like my favorite, some of my favorite brushes, like the only brushes I use for my eyeshadow palettes. And we're just adding this onto the edge of my eye. Then I'm taking the shade Pink Champagne. And this is my MAC 242 brush. And then I'm just going to add this to the inner corner, just to kind of like bring a little bit of more pop to the lid. Just, you know, doing something a little bit different. Here I'm just kind of going back and forth, adding a little bit more Mixed Berries, building it up. You can use the Max Fix Plus as well. Going back in, adding some more Pink Champagne, especially because once you kind of like blend these colors out, they kind of like lose, you know, their like pigmentation in general. Not just this palette, I feel like any eyeshadow you do, when you do lid shades and then you kind of blend back in with the crease, it's always good to go back and add some more of the lid shade just to help it stand out so you don't lose, you know, those pigments at all. Then I'm going in with the shade Rosewood, which is like a dark, like a cool brown. And this I'm just bringing to the outer edge, like the outer V of my eye, and a little bit into the crease. Just like slowly like blending and fading it in as I kind of go into the inner lid of my eye. I want the focus mostly to be on the outer edge. I'm just kind of building this color with a pencil brush. You can use any other brush, but I like using a pencil brush because it kind of adds that precision and you can really just pinpoint where you want to add this shade. Just little by little, just adding, you know, the intensity that I want, just to give it a little bit of smokiness. You honestly probably could have left it, you know, just without and added your wing, but I wanted to add a little bit of smokiness. And then with that same Anastasia brush, I'm just flipping it over to the other side, to the fluffy side. And here I'm blending out that dark color Rosewood with that side. Because I feel like if I would have just gone in with Rosewood and this fluffy side, it would have been a little bit messier. So here's just kind of like my tip, so you can kind of add and place where you want and then blend it out with a fluffy brush. Here I'm going in with the Sigma E35 clean brush, no product whatsoever, and really just blending out the rest of the outer edge. Going back in with some concealer underneath my brows just to kind of clean up. This is good especially if maybe you feel like you went too high with a couple colors. And then so you can really just highlight that under brow bone. Sometimes I go a little bit lower and then I clean it up with some blending afterwards. I'm going in with the shade Fairy Lights, and this is a shade that I'm just going to lightly add underneath my brow bone just to give it a little bit of pop of something something. Going back in, as I said, with Strawberry Sweets and kind of blending that out further, and then going back in with just a touch of Cup of Tea so we can get that transition back underneath the brow bone, and a nice fluffy brush just to kind of help diffuse all those colors together. Then I'm going to go in, same thing, same clean brush once again, and we're blending, blending, blending. Whenever you're doing anything, just the more you blend, the better. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Peaches because I kind of feel like I needed some sort of transitional shade in between the shade Mixed Berries and Pink Champagne. It was looking a little bit too harsh, just those two colors, as much as I was just trying to blend in maybe Mixed Berries into Pink Champagne. I was like, I think it needs a little something to help bring it together. So I'm just lightly adding a little bit of Peaches in between those shades, and I don't know if you can just tell, it just adds a nice little transition to it. Then we're just going to go ahead and clean up underneath the eyes, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my NYX Matte Liquid Liner, and I'm going to add my wing liner. You can definitely do this without a wing, but I definitely just kind of want to add a little bit of a wing and just do my wing liner for you guys. And honestly, if you guys haven't tried the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, you definitely should. One of my favorite liners. I feel like especially affordable. I definitely wanted to use all drugstore affordable products for this tutorial, so you guys can, you know, either pick up some things that you don't have, or you can just pick out some things that you do have in your collection. But either way, it's not gonna break the bank. You know, this $15 eyeshadow palette, this, you know, affordable, what is it, like $6, $8, you know, matte liquid liner, easy peasy. You can get it at Ulta, your local Walgreens, Walmart, Target, but definitely love doing affordable products for you guys. Then the foundation I'm actually going to use, this is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation, and these next couple clips are actually I had filmed this look, and I was also kind of reviewing a couple sponges as well as this Flower Beauty foundation. So if you guys haven't seen my review and demo of this new Light Illusion foundation, I'll link it down below in the description box. But if you have dry skin, I think you should definitely check out the review and demo, see if this is something you will also like. And then as well as also, as you can see, I just switched sponge. I was comparing the new Sonia Kashuk sponge to the Beauty Blender, and so I also have that review and demo down below. But I love the coverage that that sponge gives and the application of that foundation. Then I'm also using the Flower Beauty Light Illusion concealer. Also included that other video, and putting that underneath my eyes as well. Let me know if you guys have checked out those videos, and if maybe you picked up any of those products, or let me know, comment either this video or the next one if you will be checking those out. Hopefully, I've really been enjoying them, so got some great things to say about them, as well as maybe if these are items that you might like as well. But look at the difference that concealer makes. That is a full coverage concealer. Check it out if you're into full coverage concealers. And as well, I switched back to that Sonia Kashuk beauty sponge. Sonia Kashuk has a couple different beauty sponges. This is the one that I picked up, the like white with the gray marbling. I really enjoyed it. My friend picked up another one she wasn't a fan of, so I can definitely vouch for this one that I really like. Going in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. Voluminous Smoldering Carbon Black. This is the like crayon eye pencil. This is probably like one of my favorites, always like a go-to of mine. I will line my upper waterline and my lower waterline when I do smokier looks like this a little bit. This freaking crayon has lasted me forever, but I love it, especially if you're someone who wears contacts. It's not going to get all over your contacts. Going back into the palette, I'm taking that Sonia Kashuk brush, and I'm adding a little bit of that Mixed Berries, the purple shade, and kind of smoking out my lower lash line just to kind of, you know, mimic what are kind of the colors I use on my lid. We're going to go ahead and take onto the lower lash line. You can always, you know, mix it up and get a little bit crazier. You use different colors, but for this look, I just kind of wanted to match what I did on my lid to the bottom of my lash line. Going in with a flat top brush, and I'm adding a little bit of a rosewood, get that darkness in there just to get a little bit of definition. So with the flat top brush, I kind of placed it, and then I went in with the pencil brush to intensify it a little bit more, and we are just going to blend that out. So adding that flat top rosewood and then blending it out with my pencil brush. Then I'm going to go back in with that shade Pink Champagne and just in the inner corner intensify and just add a little bit more, you know, a little pop of shimmer, because why not, to the eyeshadow look, just to kind of bring that together. Then I'm going to go in with the Flower Beauty Light Illusion. This is their face powder, also included in that review and demo in case you guys were interested. And just adding that to my face with a dual fiber brush. My favorite way to add any face powder for myself personally, because I do have dry skin, because sometimes I just want a light coating of that powder, you know, in preparation for when I do like my other like contour highlight powders. Going in with the ColourPop bronzer, and I'm just going to take an angle. This is a Sigma, like their angled contouring brush. I love this so much. It really helps kind of hit those angles of the face, and adding a little bit of warmth back to my face, especially when I do like more colorful, more dramatic looks. I always like to either like bronze or contour. For this, you know, look, I kind of just did some light bronzing and, you know, targeted kind of areas just to bring a little bit of dimension to my face. Especially if you have a round face, is my favorite thing to do. It's hard to not either bronze or contour. It just adds, you know, a little bit of coloring back, especially after you use foundations. Also, if you ever accidentally use a foundation that's way too light, bronzing and contouring can help kind of like, you know, help bring the color back together, make it look like you didn't accidentally buy a light shade foundation. You can bring that warmth otherwise. Like maybe even if in the summertime you get a little bit more, you know, like bronzy, a little bit darker, and you know, you just haven't bought that new foundation shade, you can always help fix that with a little bit of bronzing. Going in with my NYX banana powder, and I'm actually just cleaning up that bronzer a little bit, so you know, if you can just kind of add a little bit more definition, a little bit more shaping to that, give it a nice little crisp line, and then just blend that out further. Going in with the LA Girl Just a Blushing Blush, and just adding that using my ColourPop. This is the angled, I want to say it's either angled contour brush. They don't put the names on there. I think their new brushes have the names. So it's like their angled contouring type brush, but it's great for either contouring or also, as I'm using it here, as a blush brush. Then once again, going back in with that dual fiber brush, no additional product, and I'm just blending everything together, especially where I kind of cleaned up my contour, just kind of blending it out, feathering it out, making it look, you know, a little bit more seamless. Going in with the Maybelline Master Chrome Molten Rose Gold highlights. I kind of like that. This kind of has like that pink tinge to it. I think it'll go well with the eyeshadow shade, and I just love, this is probably like one of my favorite drugstore highlighters. So beautiful. They come out with the molten gold at first, but that was just a little bit too gold for my skin tone. I definitely tried to pull it off in the summertime. I was like, we can do this. But I'm so glad they came out with the molten rose gold, which is really great for a lot of other different skin tones as well. And I feel like this one is just perfect for my skin tone all year round, seasonally. So I love this. It's a little bit goes a long way if you want that like pow, like just highlight in your face if you want to glow. But it's like not shimmery, like not super shimmery. It's not like glittery, like there's not chunks of glitter on my face. It just looks beautiful. You can melt it down with some Max Fix Plus and really just, if you love highlight, pick up this Maybelline highlight. You will love it. You will glow to the gods. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the Milani lip liner in the shade Spice. I love this lip liner so much. I feel like, yeah, I love Milani lip liners. It's just kind of hard. Not every like location that sells Milani, not every Walgreens has their lip liners. Not every Walmart has their lip liners. I actually bought this online at Ulta. So I know for sure Ulta online has their lip liners. But it just depends, I guess, what store you might go to, because I haven't always seen their lip liners in store. If not, I would have bought in like 50 of these. I love this shade so much. So just using this to line my lips, filling in like the edges a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with my ColourPop the Lux Lipstick in the shade Appy. I love this shade. So it's a little bit lighter, kind of getting that definition on the outside. These are so creamy. They glide on the lips. I've been loving going back to traditional lipsticks, especially sometimes when I know I'm going to eat a good meal. Sometimes I love that they're creamy because they're easier. Like, let me just take this off, get to business on this burger, and then we can just reapply later. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Boy, which is a little bit lighter, and I specifically bought this shade just to kind of like, you know, a topper on either the lip liner alone or as I'm using it today on top of Appy, just to lighten it a little bit, but it doesn't look like too stark like white lights on my lips. So just kind of adding that. You can add in the center, just kind of add it, mixed it in with that shade. And that is a completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed. You can really, like, honestly, the lipstick, you can really get a little bit crazier here. I just wanted like a simple light lipstick to kind of complement the eyes, but I was even torn, like, should I do purple? Should I do something a little bit crazier? Make it your own. Try it out. Let me know how you guys like this. If you want to see more pop of color looks. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.